Hi everybody. Well, I want to talk about two different cruise lines, two different sizes of cruise ships, and two different venues. And I'm a little confused by one of the venues with the way they do things. Okay, first off, I'm on Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas right now. I've also been on many Princess cruise ships, so I'm going to be comparing, say, a Royal class Princess cruise ship with the Oasis class of the Royal Caribbean. So during this week in Royal Caribbean, they have had The Voice. If you haven't seen it, it's the same as the TV show. It's kind of like, well, it's not the same. They call it The Voice on here. Basically, it's a karaoke contest, right? And on Princess, they have it. It's called The Voice of the Ocean, and they actually have it set up like the TV show out there, The Voice, where you have judges and things like that. So I'm used to right now the Princess one because I've seen it because my nephew Mark, when he came on a cruise with me before, he participated in The Voice of the Ocean. He's a pretty darn good singer. Don't tell him, his head will blow up like this and I'll never hear the end of it. But he's a pretty darn good singer. And so I went to that. And the way they ran it there is they went into Princess Live. If you wanted to join The Voice of the Ocean, you went in, you met the two judges that were there. They were also there to help you because they were part of the entertainment staff. So they were there to help you say, pick songs that suit your voice and give you any tips and tricks you can do. And you go there, you sign up, and you look at the list of songs that you're allowed to sing, and you choose from them. And they say, okay, great, this is my song. You listen to it. Yes, okay, everything's good. So now you know your song, you've heard the song, you know the key of the song, you know everything about it. Then you show up at night, and they have their first round of elimination. And their first round of the elimination is voted on by everybody in the audience, and they actually vote. They hand in papers or they have it electronically. They vote. Everybody who's watching. So there's no favoritism as far as, it's everyone in the audience can vote. Put it that way. One vote kind of thing. And then they take the winners from that, and you get to go into the live performance at the end of the cruise. Now they do this a couple times during the sailing, and then all the finalists go on the main stage with a band. They choose a different song, they go up and sing, and up there they have three judges, just like on The Voice, and all three judges are from the cruise staff. Sometimes it's the cruise entertainer. They have the two judges you already met from the singing staff. Or the guest might be the cruise director. The guest might be the captain. The guest might be the hotel manager. There's a separate guest. There's a third guest that comes up and they vote. And then there's a winner announced at the end of the performance. Just like on The Voice, right? Okay, that all sounds pretty simple. Here on the Harmony of the Seas, what I've witnessed is much more chaotic. First of all, they don't have a setup like Princess Live that's kind of conducive to live music and stage performance. They have this in what's called On Air. And On Air, they have a little stage area with two TVs and a DJ, and it's mostly a bar more than anything else. They also hold their game shows in here and their trivia and things like that. More on that another time. But they just said, if you want to do this, come in at 10:45 at night and sign up for The Voice. So my nephew shows up and he's going to sign up, and he said, okay, pick a song. And he picks a song, doesn't get to hear it, doesn't get a key, doesn't get anything like that. Just say, okay, stand by. You're going to go up and you're going to be singing for karaoke contest tonight. Okay, hopefully everything works out fine, I guess. And then they did something I found really strange. Now I can see the benefit of doing it, and I also see big time the downside of doing it. They went and they picked two people from the audience to be the judge. So the judge is people say they could have picked me. Well, guess what? I think my nephew would be going on to the next round if they would have picked me. Because they didn't ask him if they knew anybody or anything. They just picked people in the audience. That puts a lot of pressure on these two people who just came in to watch singing and karaoke. Or maybe even participate. Right? That's a lot of pressure put on there. Because people were going, oh, with the votes and things like that. And the voting was all over the place. People who sung off key got 10s and 9s. People who sung really well, but a song the judge is not particularly fond of, got 4s and 8s. It was all over the place. So they end up picking 10 people. Plus, out of all that, out of the 10, I think there were 14 or 15 people who actually went up and sung. They took 10 of them, so almost 2/3. And the 2/3, there was at least 5 that it was the wrong song, or the song was not the one that they thought it was going to be because they didn't get a chance to hear it. It's a different version of it, right? There's lots of different versions of some songs, especially older songs out there. And so they were singing songs they weren't comfortable with singing. In fact, one guy just said, okay, that's enough. I can't sing this song. And walked off. That's not fair because he was a good singer. He was a good singer. Now, as I'm saying this, remember, this is not anything to do with the staff. The staff was funny. They were having a good time. The staff was wonderful. That's not the issue at all. The issue is the way it was done. Okay? Not the staff. The way they ran it, the way the corporation runs that setup, at least here on the Harmony. Harmony's the only one I've seen it on. So you now have judges from the audience and singers who don't necessarily know what song they're singing because it could be a completely different version in a higher key and all this kind of stuff. In fact, we started running out of time, and one girl went up, the song started playing, she goes, no, that's not my song, that's not my song. She says, okay, well, you can come back tomorrow, we'll automatically put you into the next round. Oh, I guess she got a bye week in The Voice, I guess. Hopefully she's good. Because if she comes back the next night and it's saying, by the way, these are going to be some of our finalists in the karaoke, and people expect really good singers because there were a lot of really good singers, and she's not, that's an embarrassment, and she's put in a bad situation as well. Okay, so the next night rolls around. They're supposed to go from 10 people down to 6 people. Everybody sings their song. They pick from another version of songs that they have, and they again, no chance to practice or anything like that, and they go up and sing. And at the end, they go, well, you know what? We're going to make it hard on the judges tomorrow, and everybody's moving on to the next round. Why not just have a one-night contest then? If you're just going to put everybody on to the next round. It's kind of... that makes it seem like you're completely disorganized. Like you don't know what you're doing. Right? Why have judges if everyone's going on to the next round? So instead of 10, they had 11, by the way, because the girl sung on front. So she moved on to the finals because everybody moved on to the finals. And again, nothing on the staff, nothing on the performers. There are some amazing voices and everything. I'm just talking about the actual way they ran the contest itself. And then on the final night, they had the exact same judges again from the audience, and then one other judge showed up as well. And again, the judging was sort of all over the place. And that's why I kind of think, okay, Royal, why are you not taking some of your entertainment staff and having them participate? Schedule it on nights where there's not a stage show that they can participate. Or, you know, one of your backups who's not doing something. Or a singer from a bar even, right? Your entertainment staff from bands. It's only an hour. Surely you can schedule your entire entertainment team around that. Or if you can schedule professional singers who do this for a living and everything, who has a little bit of inkling of tone and quality of voices, at least have your entertainment staff out there doing it, right? Have them. And here's what they're doing. I think they're doing it so people won't be upset with the entertainment staff. They can blame the people in the audience for the judging. And that's not fair to the people who are just trying to enjoy their cruise and now have suddenly been chosen to pick or choose a winner in a contest that some people take very, very seriously. They should have staff members doing it. That way, the voting should be more even, right? You're not picking random people who don't know what they're doing. You will be picking people who should be doing this every single cruise and know how to, okay, at the beginning, if the first person comes up and is really good, I'm not giving them a 10 out of 10. I'm giving them an 8.5. So I have room if somebody is even better to move up, right? It's unfair to the people who go first. It's unfair to the participants. It's unfair to the judges. And I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the way it ran. And again, not the staff, not the singers, not anybody who stands up in front of somebody else and sings or talks or does anything like that. All the respect in the world for you, because it's not easy, folks. It's not easy to put yourself out there in public. It really isn't. That's why I don't sing, because I know I'm not good. So it's very simple, right? But yeah, this seemed like just not run well. Don't know your music. 5 people didn't have the song that they thought it was, or it was completely wrong for their voice. At least have them show up, pick the music, listen to it, and say, okay, that's it. I'll see you tonight. Right? You just have to schedule that for an hour during the day at the first day. Say, come on in around 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning when nothing's happening in that area, and sign up, and boom. Boom, you're in, folks. Listen to the music. Pick your song. Now you know what you're doing. Everybody's happy, at least about that part. But there were a lot of disgruntled people in that contest on that opening night, and even on the second night. So I think they need to make some changes, because that's a fun event. Because some of these guys and girls can really, really sing, and you hear from country to Whitney Houston to Justin Bieber, you name it, you're hearing it up there. So it's a really good mix of music, a really good mix of voices, and I just wish it was run a little better on the Harmony of the Seas.
I'm about to get my heart.